Former colleague and cookbook author Virginia Willis always brings a southern touch to her baking. And today she's putting a chocolate twist on a traditional chess pie. It's very nice to see you again.
Oh, thank you so much for having me today.
So where are you living now?
I live in Atlanta and also Massachusetts.
Half and half?
Half and half.
I read the recipe, melted chocolate and cocoa.
Right. Double the chocolate, double the flavor. It just
Okay.
winds up being intensely chocolatey, not that sort of vague chocolate. It's really chocolatey.
Really chocolatey,
Yeah.
okay. So why don't you start?
Yeah.
You're going to do the crust first.
Yeah, so 2 cups flour and fine sea salt.
A teaspoon?
Yes, I'm sorry, a teaspoon. And then I'm going to put in the butter. It's 1 stick.
Oh, 1 stick, okay.
Yep.
Oh, so less butter for flour. Okay.
Yeah, because we've got the fat in the egg yolk. And then now I'm just going to sort of pulse this together. And so I know that you know, but what's happening, of course, in here is that that butter is coating the flour, and it's going to prevent the absorption of moisture, which will
Indeed.
result in a flakier, more tender pastry. And now the yolks. And you want to help me measure out the water?
Yeah, how much would you need?
5 to 6 tablespoons. So
So I'll just give you some icy
Yeah.
water without ice in it. Oh, there.
So when it starts coming away from the sides,
Yep.
of course, as you know,
It
ready
should be
to go.
done.
Right. So this, and I'm going to go ahead and make it in a circle because we'll be rolling it out into a circle. And then that goes into the freezer to chill.
Great. So that looks good.
Isn't this pretty?
Yeah.
It's a lovely color, I think, with the egg yolk in it. You want to roll?
No, I do not. I've
All
been
right.
rolling
You've
for
been-
this entire program.
Okay, so I'll roll for you.
Secret. That's why I have guests.
There you
can
go.
roll your own pie crust.
There you go. All right, so I've floured my board, I've floured my pen, and I'm going to start in the middle and then come out, and then start in the middle and then go forward and rotate. And then that will keep it nice and round. And then I'll transfer it. Voila, right? Magic, exactly. And then so I'm going to slump it in. It's a technical term. Thank you. And then we'll cut the edges off. What sort of crimp do you want to do?
I want you to do what you want to do.
All right, okay.
Do something special. And
Well,
what
this
do you
isn't-
do with your excess pastry?
Well, so one of the tricks that I will show is using the excess dough, make a ball, and then you can press.
Oh, lovely.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah. Don't make holes with your long nails.
I don't have to worry about that. So I'm just using my 2 fingers and
Yeah.
my 3 fingers to make it just a sort of simple
looks
crown,
pretty.
right?
Yeah.
Before I put it into the freezer or the refrigerator, I want to dock it,
Oh, okay.
and that will prevent it
From popping up.
popping up,
Oh, sometimes they pop up or they shrink and
become unruly.
right, and you don't have much of a pie.
No. All right, I think that looks good.
So we have one that's already chilled. So it's
Isn't it-
very,
it's
totally
like
chilled.
Totally solid.
So here's your parchment. Should I just crumple it up?
yeah, I think so.
So this is my favorite thing, is lining the pie crust.
And I crumple it so it really can get in all
Yes,
the nooks and
yeah.
crannies, of course.
Yeah.
I think the same rice I've used for over 10 years.
That's like
easy.
20 years
Yeah,
old.
I mean, there's no reason to keep wasting beans, right?
Nope.
So nice and full.
They're like little rocks.
Yeah.
So 425.
And then we'll bake it until it's set and golden brown, and then we'll take the paper and the beans out and let it continue baking for just a little bit longer.
Perfect. Set your timer, 25 minutes. So the pie crust is out. It looks beautiful.
Isn't it
A
pretty?
lovely color around the edge.
And it's still a little bit warm.
Yes.
So now we'll make the filling and put the filling in the slightly warm.
And then
pie
that
crust.
gets baked too.
And that gets baked too.
Okay.
So the butter's melting, and do you want to add the bittersweet chocolate
Yeah,
chips?
you add it. I'm not
All
doing
right.
anything.
That's right. I'm getting this. I'm seeing how this works. I can't entice you to stir.
I can stir.
Okay.
Okay. That I'll do.
All right. So I'll
Stirring is just gentle, easy.
So I am whisking together my eggs, and I'm 1.5 cups of granulated sugar, salt, and I'm going to add vanilla, about a teaspoon, and then now cornmeal.
Huh.
Okay, so cornmeal
Oh.
is the thickener. And then you have chocolate, and
You have cocoa.
I have cocoa. And so we'll add 1/4 cup of cocoa.
Now, don't get that on you. That is
No.
that just goes everywhere. It's a funny thing about cocoa.
That is it exactly.
Okay.
All right, and then we'll whisk
And I think our chocolate's all melted, so I can turn that off.
And everything's at room temperature, meaning that these ingredients are at room temperature, because of course we're dealing with hot. And so if the milk were cold or the buttermilk were cold, it would sort of freeze up. But look how dark and rich this is. All right, so this is now nicely stirred together, and I'm going to add buttermilk. Okay?
Oh, buttermilk.
Yeah.
Ah. Now, is that traditional in chess pie?
This would be traditional in chess pie
Okay.
as well.
You can just pour it right in, right?
Yes. And sometimes when this bakes, it'll crackle in the oven. It doesn't always.
I like it
Sort of-
crackling.
I think it's beautiful.
So now what temperature?
325 for 45 minutes.
Okay. Set your timer. So here we have the beautiful, beautiful baked chess pie.
It's so pretty.
So serve me a piece,
Oh, yes,
please.
indeed.
Show me that Southern hospitality.
Indeed, I know. So you'll see. It's
Oh, it has a crust.
has a has a nice
Oh,
little
it
crust.
does.
The first slice is always a challenge, but when something like that happens,
That's okay.
That's what the whipped cream is for, right?
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Look how.
So you would never expect it to be so dark and shiny.
Want a dollop of cream?
A dollop, please.
A dollop will do you. So this is just heavy cream that's been whipped together with a little bit of bourbon.
Oh, more, please.
Oh, okay, bourbon it
I
is
love
then.
bourbon.
I love bourbon too.
Well, that is a beautiful pie.
Rich and dark and easy.
Virginia, you've done it again. Thank you very much for visiting
Thank you so much
and
for
bringing
having me.
us a really unusual and delicious chocolate chess pie. A little bit of the decadent South. I hope to see you again in the kitchen on the next Martha Bakes. Don't forget to bake the pie first.
You can make homemade vanilla extract with vodka, but what I like to do is to use bourbon instead. Simply add scraped vanilla pods to it. The vanilla will infuse the bourbon. You can use it for a bourbon whipped cream, and this would be delicious on some sauteed apples that have different spices and just a little bit of sugar. And then for a super special treat is just a little bit of the bourbon vanilla in your coffee. Bon appetit, y'all.